Hi everyone, I'm Brahm. This is my basement, and welcome to Buy and Hold Fundamentals, where we'll be looking at 20 properties. We'll be doing a very quick and dirty analysis. All we're trying to do is establish whether any of these are worth looking at further. We're going to start by looking at my hometown of Fair Lawn, New Jersey. So let's get started. I'm using Zillow. It really doesn't matter at this point what you're using to get the details. I'm going to be sticking the price in my deal analysis sheet, and I also want to get an idea as to taxes and if there's information on potential rent rates. Seeing a tax of $7,600. Let's put that in here. If there's no tax rate, or rather if there is no rent rate, I'm going to assume the 1% rule, meaning that I'm assuming that a percentage of the purchase price is what's going to be the rent. In this case, 3 1/4. Okay, and let's see what I'm getting. Okay, and basically what I'm trying to determine is for each deal, for each property, what the cost is, how much rent I'm going to get, or how much rent I'm projecting, cash flow, if any, what it is, and cash on cash. So in this case, hold on, let me get the address so we can find it afterwards. Go to the deal tab, stick that in there. In this case, the cost of acquisition was, where was it? There it is, $326. We're assuming 3,260 rent. Cash flow is a loss of $2, and cash on cash is 0. Next. All right. Okay, let's grab the address. Stick it in here. Go back. This is almost 600. Oops. Let's see if we have any information on potential rent. Taxes are going to be $14,000. Anything else? Nothing on rent. Okay, so we'll assume the 1% rule again. 5,890 for rent. Taxes are 14,000. All right, and here we go. We're got a negative cash flow of 1,500 and a negative cash on cash. All right, let's get the rest of that in there. And not exactly exciting. Let's look at the next one. The whole point here is to look as much as possible, try and figure out patterns for neighborhoods. Even if you look at an entire town and you come to the conclusion that you can't make any money in it, one, you know. Second, you've now had that much more practice at looking at properties and trying to figure out, trying to figure out what you're looking for. I think that's even more important than anything else. I mean, if you're going to invest in property, you're going to have to look at a damn lot of them, and you're going to have to figure out what it is that you want out of these properties. Looking at a whole bunch of them, figuring out how much all that stuff costs will help you a lot in finding the right kind of homes to invest in. Let's look at the tax. 8.5. Okay. 3.5 rent. 8.5 tax. And we're only losing $163 with this one. There's 163. What was the cash on? Oof. What was the cash on cash on that one? Minus 2%. Okay. Next. Let's look at this one then. Piece of land. That's roof type asphalt. Yeah, we're not looking for land. Okay, next. Another foreclosure. Now, sometimes when you look at these things, you actually get information on rent. If it's easily available where you're looking, then plug in whatever Zillow or Trulia or your MLS gives you. Otherwise, wait until you've figured out whether these things make sense to spend any more time on before you start digging around the internet for actual rent rates. Let's see what the tax is like. Taxes are going to be 10.3. Okay. Stick that in there. Up the rent a little bit for the 1% rule. Taxes, what did we say? Probably the same, right? Taxes 10, no. 10,400. Okay, what do we get? Cash flow of negative 402. 3,700. Negative 402. And cash on cash is negative 5%. Let's look at the next one. Is that the one we just looked at? Yeah. Next one. No point at all spending more than the 2-3 minutes. And the more you do this, the quicker it's going to go. Oops. You just need to figure out what this town's about. Did that again. And they wanted 345. Stick that in here. I'm gonna okay, let's see what we can get out of the analysis. Okay. 3,450. And we just need to go look at the tax. History and property tax is 8.5, like that other place. So we're 8.5. Cash flow minus 149. 149, and the cash on cash was minus 2%. Okay. Next. Oop. Grab this one. Stick it in here. They're asking for 377. Okay. I'm gonna assume there. Just need to look at the taxes. Nine and a half. Okay. Negative cash flow of 352. 3770 negative 352. What was the cash on cash there? Minus 4. Okay. Next one. It's a bit of new construction. I saw that being built, actually. Stick that in here. And over here. And no, it's right on a highway. So if you ask me, that's really overpriced, even if it's really nice and new. Let's look at taxes. There is no going to be any tax history. I'm going to assume, what's the highest we've got here? 14,000, I think, is what we saw before. I'm going to stick in 14,500. And we're going to ask for, even though there is no way anybody's paying close to $8,000 rent for that, we're still going to use the 1% rule. We're getting a nice negative cash flow of 2,330. Oop. There we go. That's the rent minus 2,330, and the cash on cash was a negative what? A negative 13. Next. Ooh. Looked at all of those. Looked at all of those. Let's see what else we got. Let's have a look at this one. Come on. No, that's not what I asked. There we go. Well, that can go away. Let's stick that in there. Over here. And over here. Over here. Over there. What do they want for that? Yeah. And stick that over here. That's the rent. Anything on taxes here? The rent here is estimated at 2,600, so let's use that. And the other interesting thing here is that the house was last sold for 170,000. So what in the world happened in a year and a little bit to make that go up that high. That doesn't really make sense. Let's see what the taxes are like. Taxes are 8.5. That little bit of information on the rent, by the way. You know what? That's funny. None of my numbers have been even close. 2,000. That's a minus 554. Up. 2,600 minus 554. And the cash on cash is minus 7. Next one. Okay, 2 units, but it's 1 unit. Let's see if we can find some more information on Trulia. What do we got? That's single family, that's not 2 units. Okay, let's take the address out of here. Stick that in here. How much they're asking for? Okay. Okay, let's see. That's also for auction. Okay, and let's see, nothing else on here, so I'm going to assume 1%, which is, hold on, did I stick the price in here? There we go. 3,780, although we know that that's not really, and I'll leave the tax like that. We've got a cash flow of 37 bucks. $37, 0 cash on cash. Next. That one we looked at. Let's go. Okay, next one. Stick it in the old trusty Excel. Get price. You're seeing that all of the foreclosure estimates are very similar, which means that they're not real. But for our purposes, that really doesn't matter. All we're trying to do is root out the wheat from the chaff. Anything on taxes here? Let's see. Here we go, 9 1/4. Okay, cash flow minus 24 and 0 cash on cash. Oops, there we go. 307 minus 24, 0 cash on cash. Next. Oh, come on, you can do it. There we go. Stick that back in the Excel on the deals tab. Go in here, stick it in there. Let's go get the asking price. Okay. back here. And 1, 2, 3. Anything on taxes? Almost 12,000. And that's coming out as a negative 209. 4,000 rent, negative 209. And what was the cash on cash? Negative 2. Negative 2. Next. Another 2 unit. Is it really a 2 unit? It's a 1 unit. Let's see if Truly has got anything more interesting on that. Oop, back to search. Not like that. Doesn't matter. Shoot. There we go. That doesn't make any sense. Do we have a number? Hold on a second. It's 27 28th Street. Uh-huh. That's... Where'd that... Hold on. Where'd that come out? 28th. The end of 28th. I don't know. Yeah, it's right there. The end of 28th before Wilson. So it must be this one. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's already repossessed. Anyway, that's the starting bid, and what was... I wonder why it's saying 2 units, because that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, there's not enough information here to make it worth our while. Let's go to the next one. Whenever things get confusing, just move on. And they're asking for 450. They're most likely. Oh, that's overpriced. Nothing on rent. What's the tax got say? It's 900. And let's go over here. Stick in the price. Taxes 9,100, and you're not gonna get 4.5 grand right on it. But let's play anyway. Cash flow of $152. And cash on cash of 1%. Next. Here we go. I didn't. Come on, guys. There we go. Another auction. And most of these auction things are complete BS. But we don't care, because we're working on volume. Stick it in there, and we've got to figure out what we're doing for taxes. Taxes, say 7, let's call it 7,400. rent's going to be 3,000. And there we go. Tax rate. We're looking at cash flow of minus 69. 3,000 minus 69 minus 1%, if I'm not mistaken. Oop. Yeah. And on to the next one. Excuse me. An actual house with actual people selling it. And that goes in there. That goes over there. And it goes over here. And unless we find something on the rent, we're going to stick that in there. And yada 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 yada. Not interesting. Taxes $8,700. And there you go. 135 and a percent. Oop. 135 and 1%. And we said, what did we say for rent? Yeah. Okay. Next. Slim Pickens. Another auction. And we're estimating 358,000 rather. Stick that over there and over here. Assume 3,580. Look at the tax. $9,100. Okay, we are losing $56 and a percent. Minus 56 minus percent. And we said that that was 3,580. Next. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Stick that in here. Very exciting. Over there and over here. 3,500 rent, and we're going to see. By the way, sales and commission subject to a third-party approval is fishy. $8,800. But it's producing a negative cash flow, so it's not like we're going to be spending any more time looking at this. What do we say? Negative 47. That's probably going to be a negative percent. That's not what I said. I said, there we go. Next. There, and let's get the asking price. Stick that in here. And do a reverse 1%. And check the taxes. Anything on estimated rent? Nope. Rate 6,600. And we're making 13 bucks on this one. Next. Okay, let's see. That's sort of a price that's different from what we've seen so far. So let's see what this brings up. Okay, just need to check the taxes. Smaller place, blah, 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 blah. And nope. Nothing on taxes. Is this one anything like it? Nothing on that. I'm just gonna go with 7,500. And what are we getting? Negative 246. Negative 246 and oh, negative 5 cash on cash. Next. Don't even have a picture. Okay, like many of these foreclosures. Stick that in there and get ourselves our price. Stick that in there. Again, assume the reverse 1% rule, and let's see if we have anything on taxes. Blah, 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 8,200. Okay, minus 51, minus percent. And we said 3,260. Next. It's not. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Wanted to do it like this. And get ourselves a price. Let's see what the sheet tells us. Let's see what the sheet tells us. Duck face. And tax information. Yeah, 9,000. Losing 63 bucks. Minus 63, minus a percent. And we are done. Now, it might not seem like we found anything, but there are one or two here that are not a complete loss. And we've only looked at 20 properties out of a stock, I think, of 200. So there's still very little that we know about Fairlawn and its real estate market. I've been Bram. This is my basement. And you've been watching Buy and Hold Fundamentals. See you next time.